Good morning once again. I'm here to put you through on how to use QC Quantity Takeoff Template. Our previous version is inclusive of strip and part foundation, rat foundation, but now we've added pile foundation. So today's training is going to be on the usage of this plugin on how to measure for pile foundation. We have two drawings of different design. The first drawing is a pile with bore end mass concrete, and the second drawing is a pile with cone end. We have different designs. So first of all, we look at the first drawing with bore end, which is mass concrete. The number of piles is 145 numbers and the diameter is 450. The total main bar to this pile is 6 number of Y16, and the Y10 is spaced at 200 mm center to center, and the cover to this is 75 mm concrete cover. 75 mm concrete cover. So before we proceed to measurements, I would like to know the length of this projected reinforcement outside this reinforced length by clicking on this dimension to know the length of this projected iron. So the length is 0.38, 0.38, 0.38. So I will come to the right side of the screen to click on this concrete pile to know the total cubic meter of my pile. By clicking this, diameter is 0.45. The total number of pile is 145 number, and the length of concreted length, the overall length of a pile is 9 meters, but the reinforced length is 6 meters. So reinforced length is 6 meters. So click OK and drop a click here. So total quantities concrete for my pile is 138.4. So I'll click on this takeoff summary to check the sub items. So to know the reinforcement to this pile, I will click on this reinforcement to pile. This is Y16. So Y16 reinforcement to pile. So diameter is Y16. Number of reinforcement we have to be 6 number. 6 number. So extra length is 0.38, the projected length 0.38. The weight is 1.578. Click OK. So total kg over Y16 for this 145 pounds of pile is 8.76 tons. So what of Y10? So I double click to take off for Y10 to Y10 reinforcement to pile. So the weight is 10.616, while the diameter is 10. The hook, let me assume 0.025. So the cover has been stated on the drawing is 75 0.075. So center to center is 200 mm. Click OK. So we've gotten that. Gotten reinforcement to pile. So what of this mass concrete end? How to calculate for this mass concrete end? We have two options. The first option is with circular base, while the second one is with triangular base, but the first option is suitable for this design. So I will double click on this. So radius of sphere, we know that diameter of our pile is 450, so radius is going to be 0.225. The height of mass concrete is going to be 3. The overall length is 9 meters. So the reinforced length pile is 6 meters. The remaining 3 meters is going to be for the mass concrete 3 meters. So I'll click OK. I come here and click this ball, green ball, and drop a click here. So the total cubic meter of our mass concrete is 76.85. 76.85. So we are done with pi. We are left with pi cap to calculate for pi cap. So first of all, the pi cap type 1 is 16 numbers. We have it in 16 places. and the area of this pie cap is 1 meter by 1 meter. That's square pie cap. So let us scale to know the depths of our pie cap, the excavation for our pie cap, by starting from here and head there. So what of concrete? The thickness of pile cap concrete 2, so 0.4. So to calculate for pile cap, we click on this excavate for pile cap at the right side of the screen here. Click like this. So pile cap type 1. So total number is 16. Concrete pile cap thickness is 0.4. The blinding is 0.100 mm. Pitch, as we measured, is 0.21. So I will click OK and trace this area of pie cap. We trace the area of pie cap here. Area of pie cap type 1. So I drop the 2, I know the area. So the total concrete is 6.34 cubic meter. The excavation is 3.3 cubic meter. The binding, everything has been calculated for. What we are left with is reinforcement to this pie cap. So reinforcement to this pie cap is a square pie cap. So I will double click on this reinforcement, change the name to pie cap type 1, and we have it in 16 places. Number of reinforcements. This number of reinforcements, we have 7 by 16. So I'm going to combine it together because they have the same length, making it 14. So it's a top and bottom bar. Diameter is 16. Weight is 1.578, and click OK. Come here to click this. Yeah. We trace it like this. We trace it. Okay, so we are done with reinforcement to this pie cap 1. So let us take another pie cap before we move to the second design. So this pie cap 2 is a 14 number pie cap, dimension to be 1.8 by 0.9. 1.8 by 0.9. So I will once again click on this excavate for pie cap by the right side of my screen. Type 2. So total number of this pie cap is 14 number. The thickness of a pie cap is 0.40. Blinding 0.1. The pitch excavation 0.21. And I click OK and trace my pie cap 2. Trace the pie cap 2. Okay, got in the area of this pie cap 2. Going to take a summary. Pie cap 2, everything has been calculated for except reinforcement to the pie cap. So this is not a square pie cap. So we have Y20 in 6 number Y20 top and bottom along this line. Along this line, we have 12 number Y20 top and bottom. So we double click on this pie cap. So Y20 reinforcement to pie cap type 2. Pie cap number, we said to be 14 number. Number of reinforcement is Y620, the 6 number. It's a top and bottom bar 2. Diameter 20, 2.4. Okay, so we come here to pick the 2 and trace the reinforcement. Trace the reinforcement. Okay, So what of this? This one and the second side of the pie cap. So for me to calculate for this, I will come here, pull up this excavate for pi. To see this reinforcement to pile, I will click on this and say Y20 reinforcement to pi cap type 2. We say the pi total number of this pi cap is 14 number. So total number of reinforcement along this line is 12. Is 12. It's a top and bottom bar. Diameter to be 20. Weight is 2.46 and click OK. So we trace the reinforcement. Trace the reinforcement. Drop the 2. Okay, we are done with this pi cap 2. Also, so let us look at the second design to compare, to know the difference between this design and the second one. So this is the second design. This is the second design. This is the second design. Okay, we have the mass concrete of this. That's the only difference, and the pi cap, the arrangement and the shape of pi cap compared to the first one we did. This one is cone, is with a cone end. So for us to calculate for this, we have to consider the second option of this concrete pile. So first of all, we are going to consider this number 102 number of pile. We're going to be considering this. So the diameter of the pile is 450. The total length is 8 meters. The total length of reinforced pile is 6 meters. The mass concrete length is going to be 2 meters from here to here. And the length of the cone, is 0.41. So 2 minus 0.41. So it's going to be 1.59. So 1.59. So I will click once again on this concrete pile. So the diameter is 0.45. Total number, we are 102. The length, the reinforced line is 6 meters. So I will click OK. We click OK and drop a click here. So the total quantity for our concrete to pile is 97.4 cubic meter. So what of this mass concrete? Okay, let me go to takeoff summary to look at the sub items under this. So reinforcement to pile. So total, we have 8 number of Y16 to be member and 25 number Y10 to be link. So I will double click on this reinforcement to pile and say Y16 reinforcement to pile. So diameter 16, number of reinforcement, we have its 8 number. The extra length here, the extra length that's projected beyond the concrete is 0.94. So extra length is going to be 0.94. The weights, click OK. So the total kg of our reinforcement to this pile is now 8.9 tons. What of link? Double click. So Y10 reinforcement to pile. So the weight of this link is 0.616. Diameter is 10. Hook, let's assume hook is 0.15. 0.15. So let's assume our cover is 75 mm, 0.75. Space at 200 mm spacing. Click OK. So the value for our reinforcement is 4.8 tons. So what of the mass concrete hand? Mass concrete, we have 2 options. So the second option is suitable for this, being triangular hand. I will double click on this. We double click on this. Height of cone is 0.41, 0.41, 0.41, and out 0.41. an X over the remaining perfect pile, which is cylindrical. These parts of the mass concrete from here to here is going to be 1.59. So 1.59, 1.59. Click OK. Pick the tool here. Drop it, click here. So we've gotten mass concrete to be 27.54 for this pie. So all test again is we are left with pie cap. We have different shapes of pie cap in this design. So the first one, the pie cap type 1A, we have it in one place. We have it in one place. So for my pie cap, so the dimension is 850 by 850 by 750 mm pie cap type 1A. So for my pie cap, I will click on this excavate for pie cap. So include pie cap type 1A. So we have it in one place, one number. So concrete pie cap thickness 0.75, the blinding 0.1, the pit thickness, there's no details, so let's assume 0.21. So click OK and trace this area of pie cap. Trace the area of the pie cap to know the cubic meter of the concrete. So it has been traced. Go to take off summary. So the excavation 0.15 concrete, 0.54 blinding formwork has been calculated for. So we are left with reinforcements to this pie cap type 1A. So we have perimeter reinforcement. So let us consider perimeter reinforcement first of all. So I will double click on this reinforcement. So the perimeter reinforcement is Y12. So Y12 reinforcement to pie cap type 1A. So pie cap number, we have it in one places. Number of reinforcement is 3. So it's going to be 3. Is a top and bottom bar 2. Diameter is 12 and the weight is 0.88. You click OK. So we come here to click on this green ball. Take the dimension and see how it is being linked. So this one from here like this. Go like this. Go like this. Go like this. So we have another one from here. And like this. Stop here. Another one from here. Come like this. Stop here. So that's perimeter reinforcement to this pie cap type 1A. So what of these internal ones? So mind you, the way you are seeing this internal one, that's not how it's going to be done on site. There's going to be bend. There's going to be bend as being shown on this section here. So as you are taking the measurement here, you have to add this bend. You have to be adding this bend. Adding this bend. So let me check whether this scale here is correct. So it's correct. So instead of me to take the dimension from here, I will rather take it from here since it's shown the bend here. So if I take this bend, if I take this iron here, that means I'm dimensioning. So I have to consider the bend that's being shown on this section of this pile here. So what I need here just to know the number of reinforcement is a square pie cap. So I'll just take 1 and multiply by 2 by the number of if it is top or bottom bar. So I'll just make it by 2. So we have Y16 to be top and bottom 6 number. the sys number, same as this, same thing as this vertical one and horizontal one. So we have sys number Y16. So I'll just come here. We come here and collapse this and pick on this reinforcement to pi cap. So having know that the Y16 is sys number, Y16 is sys number. So I will click on this ball, say Y16 reinforcement to pi cap 1A. So pi cap number, we have it one number. Number of reinforcement is 6. You know, it's a square pi cap, it's a 6. So 6 plus 6, we have it 12. So it's a top and bottom bar 2, diameter 16, weight is 1.578. Click OK. So instead of me to measure from here, I'm not going to measure from here because the bend is not showing here. So I will come to this section to measure it with this bend. So I just measure one. So that's that for this pi cap type 1. So let us look at this one too. Pi cap type 1. We have in two numbers. It's two numbers. So I will come here once again. Click pi cap. So I type pi cap type 1. This one is type 1. The first one is type 1A. We have in two places. 2. Thickness is 0.9, 0.90. Blinding 0.1. The pitch we assume to be 0.21 and click OK. So I just trace this. I will trace this. I will trace this. Okay. So the total quantity for this pi cap type 1 is 2.18, concrete is 9.34, pipe blinding 1, form 16.72. So we are left with reinforcement. So first of all, let us consider this perimeter reinforcement throughout this. So I will click on this, double click on this. So the reinforcement they use for this perimeter is Y12. So Y12 reinforcement to pi cap 1. Pi cap 1. So we have it in two places, two number of reinforcement to be 4. To be 4. It's not a top and bottom bar, we choose one. 12 diameter. Width 0. Click OK. So come here and click on this green ball to start your measurement. So first of all, this one, we have one here. Reinforcement is from here. Goes like this. Come like this. So go like this. Stop there. This one comes like this from here. Comes like this. Come like this. Okay. So that's that for perimeter reinforcement to this pi cap type 1, which are in two places. So what of these internal ones? Internal ones, as I explained earlier, you cannot use this measurement because this bend along the width is not showing. It's not showing on this plan. So it's better to take your measurement from this section. So let us look at this. Let us look at this. Or another one, you can scale this. You can take your, so we know the length of this. So just take this So the one along this 1.8 is this. So this one is this. For this 2.78, the section is not given for this one. So the section for this one's not given. So let us consider this one first. So we have, for this one, we have 19 number of Y16, 19 number of Y16 of this one. So I will come here and click reinforcement. So Y16 reinforcement to pi cap 1. I have it in 2 places. The pi cap number of reinforcement is 19, and top and bottom, the top and bottom bar 2, diameter 16, weight is 1.578, and click OK. So I will trace this. We trace this. We trace this. So we've gotten value for this reinforcement. We are left with one that goes like this. So what we are going to do is to scale this projection. I'm going to scale this bend to know the length. So the length of the projection is 0.75. So what we are going to do is that 0.76. What we are going to do is that we are going to add 0.76 to our measurement. 0.76 by 2 sides. So it's going to be 1.52. It's going to be 1.52. So whatever I'm going to calculate here is going to be 1.52 is going to be added to this, because section to this reinforcement along this line is not showing. That's why you cannot use this section. So whatever I'm going to calculate, we are going to add 0.76 in 2 places, which is 1.52. So I'm going to add 1.52 to this length to cover up for this bend, this bend, because this bend is not showing on the plan. So I will once again click on this. So Y16 reinforcement to pi cap 1. So we have in 2 places, 2 number of reinforcements. So number of reinforcements, okay, they use is Y12, not Y16. Y12, use Y12 2. So number of reinforcement is 12. Okay, it's Y16. I'm looking at another thing. Y16. So number of reinforcement is 12. Is a top and bottom bar. So diameter is 16. Weight is 1.57. Click OK. As I explained earlier, we have to consider this bend because it's not showing on the plan, and the total bend for the both side, for one side is 0.76, and for the other side is going to be 0.76. So 0.76 plus 0.76 is going to be 1.52. That means I have to take a measurement outside this plan, to make 1.52. So once I reach 1.52, I will stop. So 1.52. So 1.52. So it's still okay. So I've considered that bend by taking this length outside this plan and take the main bar itself like this. So we've considered this one and drop the 2. Drop the 2. So everything has been considered and calculated for. I believe you understand. Okay, let us take this shape for better understanding. Let us take this one too. Let us take this. Let us take this one. So for pi cap 2a, we have it in one places. We have it in one places. So I'll click on this pie cap. So pie cap type 2A. So number of pie cap is 1. Concrete pile 0.75 thickness, blinding 0.1. Depth we assume to be 0.21. So I will click OK and trace the area of this pile. Trace the area of this pile. So we've taken the area of the pile for this type 2A. For the type 2A. So we are left with reinforcement to this. So the perimeter reinforcement is Y12 we have in 3 places. So I will double click on this reinforcement and put Y12 reinforcement to pie cap 2A. So the pie cap number, we have 1 number. So number of reinforcement is 3. It's 3. It's not top and bottom, so I choose 1. Diameter 12. The weight of reinforcement is going to be 0.8 and click OK. So come here to green, click on this green ball. So we take the measurement one by one. So start from here. Take the measurement like this. Take the measurement. There's another one here. There's another one here. Okay, that's all for the perimeter reinforcement. So we are left with internal reinforcement. As if you can check this section is showing 1.87 along 1.87 is showing this reinforcement is showing this reinforcement. So this reinforcement is Y16, 14 number of Y16, this reinforcement. So you cannot use this plan, or we can use it by adding the total, by adding 1.52, which is bent on this both side, by adding 1.52 to our measurements. So I once again come here to click this and say Y16 reinforcement to pie cap 2A. So pie cap number, we have it in one place. Number of reinforcement is 14. The top and bottom bar, click 2. Diameter is 16. And the weight is 1.578. And click OK. So as I said earlier, you have to know the length of the bend before taking the length of actual reinforcement. So the length, this side is, so this side is going to be 700 by removing cover. This side is going to be 702. So 700 plus 700, we're going to have 1.4. So let us take the length of 1.4 outside here. 1.4. So 1.4. So you can take the measurement now. Taking that one that's not showing on the plan to be there. So take the actual length here. So we are done with that. So what of this one? What of this one? So the length of this one, we have Y16 to be 12 number. So I will come here once again. I click here. Say Y16 reinforcement to pi cap 2A. So pi cap number, we have 1. Reinforcement, we have 12 number. See top and bottom bar. Diameter 16. Weight 1.578. Click OK. So take the 1.4 here too. To cater for the bend and take the actual length of the reinforcement. So that's that for pile and pi cap measurements. I believe you understand what I've done here. So in case you're interested to have this plugin, it's a complete plugin starting from Substructure to Superstructure, comprises of strip and pad, foundation, raft foundation, pile foundation, block wall, plastering, painting, tiling, works, roof, covering, and carcass, and staircase. So in case you are interested, you can chat me privately to talk. Thank you for watching and have a great day.